Dear soon-to-be graduates of the 62nd Diploma Programme, Omnia mutantur, nihil interit. Members of the faculty, Deputy Director Martina Schubert, Professor Martin Feldkircher, ladies and gentlemen, and those who join us on the live stream. Also on behalf of my deputy, I would like to extend a warm welcome to all of you, the students who will in a few moments become graduates of the Diplomatic Academy, to your families and friends, to our faculty and staff members. It is also very special and a great pleasure for me to welcome you all here at this end of the first academic year, in which I had the honor of serving as director of the Diplomatische Akademie Wien, Vienna School of International Studies, École des Hautes Études Internationales de Vienne, after having started my assignment in August 2025. It has been a very rewarding year for me personally and has offered me exceptional moments of joy. I hope you all enjoyed this year as much as I did. The experience of what studying at the DA means, living and working with people from all corners of the earth, people with different backgrounds, who come from different countries and have different ways of thinking. What is very important to us and the secret of our success, to learn from each other and to respect each other. This is our real asset. And I'm convinced that it has broadened your horizons and your mind. You were a very diverse group, 20 students from 16 countries and 4 continents. More than 2/3 were non-Austrians, which is quite a high number for the DLG. In one aspect, you are untypical for the DA. Your group is more male than female. You have a variety of previous studies. Many of you studied political science, business administration, law, or languages. Serving as academic director of the Diploma Programme, I was fascinated by the different approaches to tasks and the problems we have set you during your final presentations this week, and I enjoyed watching your different personalities at work. During this academic year, you did not only study diplomacy and international relations, but economics, conflicts in world politics and the evolution of the international system since the French Revolution, the law of the European Union, and international law. You can discuss these topics now in English, German, and French. So a special thank you goes to our dedicated language departments. We also want to thank your core speakers and the DASI, the Diplomatic Academy Students Initiative. Thank you for the wonderful cooperation. And we appreciated your efforts to spread the word about the DA, for instance, at our open house. Your academic year had its special moments. You were able to practice diplomacy during the DASICon about beyond order diplomacy in the age of systemic transformation. Some of you negotiated a treaty in the UN simulation on the non-proliferation of nuclear weapons, a very timely topic. You were part of a small, cozy DA delegation of about 100 students to Brussels. You wrote for your magazine Polemics. You were active in many students' committees and societies. And as we are in Austria, you went to the Heurigen and you enjoyed the typical Viennese ball. You celebrated the Christmas extravaganza and in February, the Lunar New Year of the horse. You also had the chance to experience diplomacy at first hand in our many events, meeting high-ranking politicians and academics from all around the world. Some events were exclusively for our DA students and alumni with ambassadors and foreign ministers. And on Friday, we will have our legendary Sommerfest. We would not be able to offer all of this to you without 3 groups of people to whom I would like to express my special gratefulness today. The faculty of the Diplomatic Academy who taught and guided you through your academic year at the DA. Our chairs, postdocs, visiting professors, and our guest lecturers from all over the world, they put their heart and soul into ensuring that you have the best education and personal supervision. Another group I would like to thank are our sponsors, be private sponsors, organizations, or companies. Some of you would not be here today to receive your diplomas had it not been for the generous support of these sponsors and the scholarships which they offered. So thank you on behalf of all of us. And last but not least, I would like to mention your families, your friends, the DA staff, and all the persons who supported you throughout your studies. Without them, you would have been poorer during your studies in every sense of the word. I hope you enjoyed your time in Vienna, which for many years has been voted one of the most livable cities in the world. And I hope you were also able to benefit from Vienna as a perfect place to study international relations, being one of the headquarters of the United Nations, as well as host to more than 50 international organizations and more than 120 embassies. We are here in Maria Theresa's imperial summer residence. This shows that the DA can look back on a long history. When Maria Theresa founded the Academy in 1754, her intention was to offer the best possible education for the highest positions in public service. 272 years later, we still believe in the ultimate goal of educating the next generation of global leaders at an academy that has continuously evolved in line with the changing international environment as well as modernization and digitalization. You are now part of the glorious tradition, but I hope you will also help shape its future, just as you have been actively contributing to the DA life in this academic year. We gave our best to provide you with excellent perspectives for the job market and for fulfilling interesting international careers. I hope you made an extensive use of our career services, the workshops, career talks, the career counselings, and the DA-linked Career Day, where you were speed dating representatives from many companies and international organizations. Omnia mutantur, nihil interit. Everything changes, nothing perishes. Ovid wrote in the Metamorphoses. You gave your cohort a very trendy and a very timely name. Today's world is constantly changing, and the changes occur at a much higher speed than ever before. The job requirements have become much broader. You will not only need a profound interdisciplinary knowledge, but you will have to know how to apply it to changing circumstances. Technological and analytical skills have become indispensable. But you also need skills like curiosity, flexibility, and creativity, and good communication skills. An important experience which I have made in my career is that nothing I have ever learned was in vain. You will be able to resort to it at some point in time. Creating a network is also important. I have very often crossed paths with people who I had met many years prior and was able to build on this relationship. As I got to know all of you, I saw your dedication, and I believe that you're willing to contribute to making our world a better place, including standing up for democracy, the rule of law, and human rights. Particularly in times of multiple crises, this is of utmost importance. Omnia mutantur nihil interit. Omnia mutantur, we experience the erosion of the international rules-based system and mounting pressure on the multilateral system. International organizations, above all the United Nations, are facing not only financial crises, but also growing questions about their legitimacy and effectiveness. The number of armed conflicts is the highest since the end of the Second World War. The last time Europe faced upheaval on this scale was when the Iron Curtain fell. But I always was an optimist, so I also believe in nihil interit. Given the quick and tumultuous changes in today's world, you will have to show an extraordinary measure of flexibility and creativity. Foreign Minister Meindl Reisinger said quite well in her speech at the inauguration, where you were also present, of this academic year at the DA, over the next year you will learn the craft of diplomacy, negotiation, languages, international law, history, economics, but you will also learn something deeper. Diplomacy is about people, about listening, building trust, negotiating compromises, and finding creative solutions where others only see problems. You will leave here as DA alumni. We hope you will stay an active part of the international community of your alma mater. With a network of alumni from more than 130 countries in the Club DA and one of its local chapters. It is the DA's goal to stay closely connected to you and to follow your careers. I truly hope that you had an interesting, rewarding, productive, and enjoyable academic year. A few of you enjoyed it so much that you stay on for another year in the MICE program. We are proud of you, this group of 20 talented and ambitious young people. Go out into the world as responsible and active citizens. I wish every one of you all the best for your future. You worked very hard for this moment, so please do enjoy this ceremony and keep it well in your memory. Thank you very much.
So, dear director, dear deputy director, distinguished guests, colleagues, and given that this is your event, most of all, dear students. On this special day, and on behalf of the faculty, I have the privilege of saying a few words about your achievements. And I'm truly happy to see that all of you made it through our demanding program. That is not always a given. Sometimes some students take some extra time. And I've also heard that the law grades are still outstanding, but let's assume that everyone made it. So the 60-second Omnia mutantur nihil interit, everything changes, nothing perishes, still G cohort, everyone is here. You can be very proud of your achievements. For those in the audience who don't know me, I am the resident economics professor at the DA, and as an economist among the faculty, but maybe also among the students, I'm known for playing around with numbers, being good with numbers, but also for being efficient. And this also applies to word choice. So not to, use a lot of words in festive speeches. But today I want to put the spotlight on another member of the faculty who is also very to the point and very brief. So economical with his words, actually, in fact, that he even isn't here with us today. And I'm talking, in the first part of my speech, I would like to talk a little bit about Professor Rowe, our history chair, who is retiring. I know that you didn't have courses with him, but for those of you who want to switch to the MICE program later on, you have to take his exam, and I'm sure that everyone knows Professor Rowe from our DA campus. So let me just briefly have a few words about him. So when I joined the DA in 2020, I transitioned from a big, large policy institution, the central bank, to this smaller but more flexible academic institution. And this transition from an institution doing policy work to academia is not always an easy one. And the person who helped me when I came here, who helped me in this transition, was actually Professor Rowe. He gave me very concrete guidance and advice in terms of how to hold the students to high standards, to make learning truly active, and to take seriously the idea that what happens in the classroom matters. And I think this is very important, this active learning, this approach of active learning today, because we live in the age, as you know, in the age of AI. So actually, it's very tempting to outsource thinking to a machine. But the danger isn't as we might think that the AI gets it wrong, but the danger is more that we stop practicing getting it right, so that we outsource our thinking. And as you know, brain is like a muscle, it needs regular training. And what you did here, arguing, writing, defending your positions, that was the training. Tom always understood that, and I intend to carry his approach to education forward. That said, not everything I learned from him was strictly academic. Economists, as I already said, are not known for verbosity, using more words than necessary. We also like our meetings short. I'm looking at the director here. Our agenda tight and our exits timely. But Tom has always managed to take this to another level entirely. Meetings that could have run long did not, sometimes because he wasn't there, sometimes because it already slipped away, either to close his daily step counts or to make sure he didn't miss his favorite Wien heute TV show. So in this respect, Tom, you have been always a role model, and I know you're not here, but maybe you later on watch this on YouTube. So I want to say on behalf of the entire faculty, thank you for your years at the DA, for your standards, your wit, and for the quiet but very real role you played in shaping this institution. Stay healthy and sharp-minded, and enjoy your retirement in your palazzo in Italy. So that said, now let's turn to the DA, why I think the DA is a special place, and why I think that the DLG program is also a very special program. First of all, as you know, we are living here in an historic building, and although we constantly try to improve the infrastructure, an historic building has its own charm. But that's not so important. The important thing is actually that the DA is above all a campus university, filled with student life. And from my office window, I used to watch students playing table tennis, studying side by side, laughing together. That's the DA spirit alive in action. And I can also, let's take another economic term, get an external validation of this DA spirit, because on several occasions I brought my two daughters to the academy and they love the place. They love it when students spontaneously start playing the piano, playing billiards in Tipsy Weasel, and also playing table tennis. And I think whenever they study at another university in the future, this university will have a tough time, because by then they'll think every university looks like our academy, which of course is not true. As another testament to the DA spirit, I have to mention our annual tennis tournament, which we held last Sunday. So the idea was to bring together active students, professors, and alumni. And when I started this initiative 6 years ago, I thought it might be just one of the many events that we have at the Academy. And this year we faced a sort of a budget crisis, and I thought about, yeah, let's just drop the tournament. We have many events, we have many social events. But then this DA spirit kicked in, and we had a high demand from the students, more than 20 active players with many more on the waiting list. And in the end, we managed to pull it through. Everyone was happy, except maybe Professor Müller, whose team finished 4th out of 4, but others were happy. And the reason why I tell you this, not to make jokes about Professor Müller, although he made it always in his speeches about me in the last years, but I wanted to show you that students appreciate these non-academic interactions, and also that the faculty are willing to and enjoy spending their free time with the students. And this is what sets the DA apart from other conventional institutions. It's more than just a place of learning, it's a community, and although you graduate today, I hope you will be always part of that community. So let's return now to the DLG program. And this is for you in the audience, probably family, who might have sponsored the education of the soon-to-be graduates in this room. So in case you are interested whether you can expect a return on investment, let me make a forecast. And as a data-loving economist, I need some data. So which kind of data did I take? I took the trusty yearbooks that we have. And these yearbooks are full of alumni who've gone on to become presidents, ministers, CEOs, top civil servants, non-profit pioneers, and star journalists. So based on that data, my prediction is crystal clear. The students here in this room are all headed for an exceptionally bright future. Of course, before you get too excited, I should confess, economists aren't exactly famed for the accuracy in predictions. There's one study by the IMF, out of 150 recessions, only 2 were predicted by the economists. So. But then again, some things are easier to explain than the global economy. The excellent track record of DLG graduates may well have something to do with the design of the program itself. Something about receiving a rigorous education across 5 academic disciplines and 3 languages. You are now versatile in cultural studies, European law, international law, European politics, international trade and finance, eras of world history, and in expressing yourselves well in English, German, and French. No pressure, just know that our Hall of Fame has room for many more stars. So let me also stress on a personal note that I've always enjoyed teaching you the fundamentals of economics. You were very active, you're always asking a lot out-of-the-box questions that sometimes also start a thinking process for myself because I get a different perspective on my discipline. Typically, I mention here at this stage in my speech that I also always enjoyed your role play, where you get a role assigned on short notice. But since no one actually took economics this year, I cannot say anything about it. But I'm sure that it was also great this year. So now the last part, and I hope you will not get bored, but I feel the duty to say something more serious before we part, namely on economics. So let me share one of the great ironies of my discipline, which is this. We do not need to understand economics in order to experience it. Your everyday life consists of voluntary exchange. You invest your time to study here, giving up other opportunities, such as having more spare time or starting to work earlier. You go to the supermarket, you buy food or drinks, you might sell your old econ books on eBay. You might also have to apply for a loan, or you already applied for a loan in the past. Hence, your everyday life consists of dealing with trade-offs, opportunity costs, and prices. Now you might think, right, so why did we have to study economics? And the short answer is this. Although economics can be experienced without understanding it, we might need to understand it in order to keep the benefits from freedom of exchange. And the benefits are easily explained. Since nobody forced you to study here, since nobody forces you to make a purchase, we can assume, someone is laughing, let's assume nobody forced you to study here. We can assume that both parties, the seller and the buyer, benefit from this exchange. Yeah? And then we have a lot of benefits in the economy, and they sum up to a huge number. This is called a positive sum game. Yeah? So economics is a positive sum game, left alone. However, the freedom of exchange exists only under an institutional framework. And this is where you come into play. As your yearbook suggests, many of you will end up working in diplomacy or other ministries, institutions that are responsible for the conditions under which freedom of exchange happens. So what is the problem now? These institutions are governed by or influenced by politicians, and politics is a completely different game than economics. It is at best a zero-sum game. One party wins implies another party loses. Yeah? The parts do not sum up to a positive number. And the aims, hence, of politicians can be sometimes short-sighted, striving for influence and ignoring long-run effects. Politicians tend to concentrate benefits on small, well-organized groups, maximizing votes, while dispersing the costs of a policy measure to the general, maybe ignorant public, meaning the taxpayers. And this is not good economics. Good economics would work differently. It would work the other way. It puts the costs of a policy measure, of a new law, on whoever benefits or decides, and in that way, there's an honest debate about whether the policy is worth it. And it should spread the benefits broadly across the population. In case you think this was too long now, I would like you to remember only this. More often than not, good economics conflicts with good politics under democracy. We hence need students that go into the public sector to remember this. We need students that do not get trapped by groupthink, inertia, issues that frequently plague big institutions. We need you to keep you out of the box thinking, such that we can all experience better economics in the future. Again, this is not any pressure on you. This brings me to the end of my speech. Omnia mutantur nihil interit. Everything changes, nothing perishes. You will change your roles, your countries, your views. But what you build here, the friendships, the habits of mind, the instinct to think past the obvious, none of that perishes. Go make it count. Thank you.
It is our great pleasure to call graduates of DLG program. Bennett Whitcomb Allen, United States of America. Stephanie Hope Barrios, Spain, Canada, Mexico. Darko Bujković, Montenegro. Matthias Deutz, Austria. Juraj Galović, Slovakia. Monika Galovičova, Slovakia. Laura Gärtner, Germany. Daan Yang Hong Lee, Netherlands. Antonina Kaneeva, Kazakhstan. Gvanza Kirvalidze, Georgia. Ricardo Andreas Camin, Austria, Spain. Dorde Milic, Bosnia and Herzegovina. Nicolas Navarre, France. Abdoulaye Hamed Ndiaye, Senegal. Alina Neher, Austria, Germany. Jakob Pichler, Austria. Philipp Rauscher, Austria, France. Mehmet Eren Sönmez, Turkey. Lea Sophie Stadler, Austria. Anna Georgi, Albania.
Ambassador Eichtinger, esteemed faculty and staff, dear friends and families. I once wrote a speech for my German course, and I said that home is not where one comes from, but where one feels they belong. Looking back, this is what the DLG has been for me. Before I joined the Academy, my brother often told me about his own experience in the DLG. He always spoke of the people he met here and the friendships he built. At the time, I understood only what he meant in theory. Today, I understand it from experience. We all come from different places, cultures, backgrounds, yet we still managed to create a home for ourselves. We learned a lot together and from one another. But perhaps more importantly, we provided support to each other in both good and bad moments. It is thanks to this valuable support that I overcame some of the hardest stages of my life. Among my favorite memories from the Academy were the DLG dinners that we organized together. The first one was a Turkish dinner, and I'm proud it started a tradition. Over the course of the year, we sampled enough national cuisines to qualify for a small European tour. If diplomacy is about bringing people together, then our greatest diplomatic achievement may have been finding a time for dinner that worked for everyone. Every time I think about the DLG, I realize once again that I could not ask for a better cohort. The Academy has given us many opportunities, and I'm truly grateful that I'm finishing the program more informed than I entered. Yet the greatest lessons did not come from seminars. They came from friends sitting beside us. Every conversation enriched our perspective, and wherever we go, I am certain we will carry with us not only what we learned, but also the friendships that we built here. Now, our program is coming to an end. For me, what made this experience special was not only what we studied, but also who we studied it with. After all, DLG was not only a program. It was home, it will always be home, and I know that I'm not the only one who feels this way. While this has been my perspective on the DLG, there are many stories to tell. My friends Daan and Leah have gathered the voices of our cohort and now will reflect on our shared experience in a different way. As I hand the floor over to them, let me offer one final thank you to our faculty and staff, to all of you here today, and to those who have supported us from afar, including my own family. Thank you.
Dear Director Eichtinger, dear Deputy Director Schubert, dear faculty and staff, dear families and friends, and dear DLG. We are honored and deeply grateful to be here on behalf of the 62nd Diploma Programme to celebrate this special occasion with all of you. Less than 9 months ago, Director Eichtinger and Foreign Minister Beate Meinl-Reisinger welcomed us to the DA in this room. And here we are again, after a year of short nights, early mornings, and more classes than we can count, to celebrate everything we have learned, the experiences we had, and the friendships we have made.
Before anything else, we want to express our sincere gratitude to the academic staff for steering our thinking, challenging our assumption, never letting a half-baked argument fly, and always making us leave the classroom with newfound perspectives.
To everyone in the administration for organizing visits, events, the Brussels trip, and countless exams, for accommodating for our many, many requests, and for holding our hand through the bidding process.
To our language teachers, of course, for carrying us through the year, spending many early hours every week with us, for giving our occasional lateness, tolerating the moments we once again reverted to the wrong languages, and for never stopping to believe in our ability to learn the difference between dative and accusative.
At this point, we do have to explicitly name our dearest English teacher, Jennifer Hanak. If the DLG had a mascot, you would be it. She truly has been one of the shining lights on the hill of our DLG, and in the name of all of us, thank you for your kind words, your honesty, support, discussions, and sometimes rants about American politics, and for teaching us not just English, but also some life lessons.
Yeah, if you want to, yeah. Another big and amazing thank you goes out to our core speakers, our lighthouses in the mist, our spines of our DLG. Thank you for organizing lovely meetups and dealing with all the practicalities on behalf of us. And finally, thanks to all of you, our fellow DLG mates, for every Carl Ludwig coffee, encouraging words through weekly history tests, smart comments, or quick hellos at the DA.
It is safe to say that our DLG is one thing, and that is special. Not just because of where we come from, what we want to do, or what we find interesting, but especially because I think we all think so incredibly differently. We speak openly, we discuss passionately, and somehow we're still able to enjoy each other's company.
There is a certain togetherness that only comes with shared experience, from breathing exercises with Miss Ferguson to excruciating would you have rather with Bennett, from exams in French without speaking it, to lectures and videos about the merits of marriage. From Phil's history lessons to a question about wood or sustainability from Matthias.
So to do justice to how special this DLG is, we asked ourselves what an appropriate gift would be to give you for graduation. So we thought, flowers, they will wilt by next week. A book is maybe the least of your concerns after this exam period. Anything edible will not survive more than 5 minutes in this heat. So we thought maybe something useful, something that you will actually be able to keep for many, many years, and something that enables you to look back at your time at the DA.
That's why we ask you, our fellow lovely classmates, for advice. This advice is from students of the DLG to students of the DLG, but not only to ourselves, also to friends, grandparents, faculty members, diplomats, and really anyone who is willing to listen. Because after all, you're never too old to learn.
So here are some of our best DLG wisdom disposed to you.
Drink a beer after every exam, even when the exam is at 10 in the morning.
If you ask nicely enough, you will get a yes 99% of the time.
Life is like a Viennese ball. Sometimes you lead, sometimes you follow, sometimes you forget the steps and wonder what on earth you're doing there, but in the end, you almost always have fun.
If you don't know which way to go, go left.
Remember, your choices are half chance, so are everyone else.
Surround yourself not with like-minded people, but with those who challenge your opinions.
Never surrender in your life. If you're ever lost, confused, or completely falling apart, just remember that somewhere out there, someone defended a PhD thesis on why SpongeBob SquarePants is a post-colonial text, and they are Dr. SpongeBob right now. Anything is possible. Be courageous enough. Papi believes in you.
Always read the room. And if you can't read the room, at least read the briefing paper.
Keep your friends close, but your group project partners closer.
Floss.
Many birds, one stone.
Smell every flower you see.
You never know how much a simple conversation can mean to someone.
Stay true to yourself. Trust your own path. Keep being curious, and remember to enjoy the little moments along the way. At this point, we would like to add a piece of advice of our own. Stay in touch with each other, with us, with the DA. Text that person from the DLG 10 years from now, just because they crossed your mind.
Dear DLG friends, it truly has been an honor to learn alongside you, to disagree with you, to laugh with you more times than we can count, and be inspired by all your ambitions and dreams.
Thank you for your friendship, your kindness, and your curiosity. And thank you for an amazing year.
Congratulations, DLG!
I would like to thank the brass quartet of the University Orchestra of the University of Vienna for making this graduation ceremony so festive. Thank you very much. And with this, the graduation ceremony has come to a close. I would now like to invite you all to a reception. Thank you for being here.